and I think very appropriate, and I'm very glad I've got this opportunity to present this award to Dean. At the hearing that night, I was moved to tears by Dean's testimony. And people kept saying how well I did at the hearing, and I kept pointing to him as the guy who I thought gave the best speech that night. Talking about this guy who shared his own experience, and as I would later find out, is one of those people who's actually out there doing things, like the rest of the organization here at One Iowa. I just showed up and talked. This is a man who built from scratch an organization out in Mason City, which is a little bit different than the People's Republic of Johnson County. And so, the work that he's done is very much in line with the work of the Courageous Six. And he's a man who really needs no introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Genth.
First of all, I want to thank One Iowa for this wonderful honor and this award. None of this would be possible as to what I get involved with on a day-to-day basis if it weren't without the tremendous support of my wonderful husband, Dr. Gary Swenson. So, Gary, I want you to know how much I love you for always being there for me and supporting our political activism. When I got the call from Troy Price, I asked myself, courage. Can that really describe me? So I looked up the definition, and then I found this quote from Dan Rather. And Dan Rather once said, "Courage is being afraid, but going on anyhow." Courage was certainly shown by 6 couples with the help of Lambda Legal who filed a suit for equality in Iowa. Courage, I think, was really exemplified by Iowa Supreme Court justices who did what they took their oath of office to do, which was to uphold the Constitution of Iowa, and by unanimously ruling for justice and equality. So let's give the Supreme Court justices. Politicians have to be concerned every day about the next election cycle. And in spite of a senator who has to worry about standing for re-election, I really take heart in finding that, to me, a definition of courage is Mike Gronstal, who holds fast to the Senate to ensure that the mob not be allowed to trample on the rights of an otherwise unprotected minority. Courage also can be demonstrated by each of us every day by committing to educate, advocate for equal civil rights, and for supporting that effort with our time, talent, and resources. One Iowa has been a rock of leadership in our state by keeping us organized and by keeping us focused on the task of furthering equality and retaining those gains that we've made. I, for one, can wake up every morning knowing that I appreciate being able to know that there's somebody down here in Des Moines in an office that is organizing all these volunteers, who is working to continue to grow that base of support and leadership, and that really means a lot to me. So you may ask yourself as you leave here tonight, how can I personally do more? And I want to, if I don't do anything else while I'm up here tonight, I want to see if I can't help bring some more bodies on board from all over this great state to help us to live out One Iowa's mission. And I hope that tonight somehow I can leave you here with a message and a call for being energized to not ever allowing the mob to rule Iowa. We really all can be courageous warriors in this fight for maintaining and expanding equality, not only in the state of Iowa, but beyond. So I would just ask tonight that you help me do this one thing. Tell your story. Tell our stories. Tell the story of your own, to your own family members, about your neighbors. Tell them the stories about your coworkers. Tell them the stories about your friends. And I think an important thing that I keep learning and understanding more every day is those words of Harvey Milk that do ring so true and are so important. We all, those of us that are LGBT folks throughout the state of Iowa, need to come out wherever we are. We need to come out at our churches. We need to come out at our synagogues. We need to come out at our temples. We need to come out at our workplaces. And we need to come out in our neighborhoods. Because once they know us, they vote to protect us. So, I'd like to also impart a quote from that great world changer, Mohandas Gandhi, who really illustrated the struggle for equality in this way. And Gandhi said, first, they ignore you, right? And LGBT citizens of Iowa spent a lot of decades being ignored. Then he says, then they laugh at you. A lot of us sitting in this room know that. Being the butt of jokes, being the butt of whispers behind our backs. So we all understand the second phase of then they laugh at you. Then thirdly, Gandhi says, then you fight. And when did we see that start to occur? 1969, we saw the fight begin at Stonewall in New York City. So we've had 40 or 50 years nationally in this great country the fight for equality for LGBT citizens. So the fight has been not an easy one, but with a lot of the leaders and people sitting in this room tonight, like Senator Gronstal of One Iowa, and Carolyn, I want to personally thank you for all the work you've done while you've had your term and tenure as working director. You've done a great job. And to Troy, I feel so sorry for you because you've got a tough act to follow, but we're counting on great things from you going forward. So then fourthly, do you all know what Gandhi says is the fourth thing? After the third thing of then they fight, it's then you win. So thank you again so much for this award and this honor. So join me in One Iowa as we work to move equality forward in Iowa. In a courageous manner that's in the keeping of this award. Thank you very much.